So I'm Aditya. I worked on the project of Verkle tree integration in the reth. Basically, the code involved the modification in the reth to enable the stateless mode. So before moving forward, I would like to discuss a few points about the verge and the Verkle trees. So the main goal of the verge was earlier to enable the stateless client in Ethereum blockchain. But now the Verge represents a very ambitious and a bigger goal to verify the whole consensus and execution using snarks. But currently the stateless team is focusing on enabling the Verkle trees in the execution clients. So my project involved only implementing the stateless mode using the Verkle trees. So the stateless mode first can also be enabled using the Merkle-Patricia trees, but the witness size are very big using the MPTs. In average case, it's about 3 KB, and in worst case, it might rise to about 3 times faster. So the concept of Verkle trees was introduced. The main feature and the main advantage of the Verkle tree was to reduce the size of the witness. And it will be used as a major state commitment tree in the stateless mode whenever the verge is activated. So yeah. So now moving forward, what were the changes I implemented in reth? So actually, the changes can be divided into 2 parts because the DevNet 7, which was launched about a week ago, it is a DevNet used for the Verkle testing by all the clients, such as the Nethermine, Geth, reth, and every other execution layer clients. So this DevNet targeted actually 2 EIPs. The first one was 4762, which it was related to gas cost changes, and the second one was 6800. It was basically related to the trie structure. So the first modification were related to the EIP 6800, which were involving the trie structure modifications. So the main change here was that in the MPTs, we basically maintained 2 structure. One is for account tree, and the second is for storage tree. But in the Verkle world, there will only be a single tree structure. It will be handling the commitment of all the storage, of the storage, as well as the account data, which involves the code and the nonce and the addresses, and every data which goes to the accounts, right? So that is the structure of Verkle tree, and how this Verkle tree, how this process is accomplished. Basically, Verkle tree have leave key values. For example, if you want to access account data, you will be using a zero value, which is suffixed to the original key and encoded for the final key value, and similarly for code value and the storage value. So now, instead of using the 2 separate versions of tree, we will be using a single Verkle tree for managing the state. Now, what were the changes actually needed to implement this? First of all, the reth, the reth actually uses the state provider and the storage root provider. These 2 providers are basically used to provide data of the state for the account tree, and the storage root provider for the storage tree. So these 2 providers were completely removed, and it were replaced by a Verkle root provider. Now the Verkle root provider will be mainly handling all the state commitment process in the reth. Now the major task was to replace the code of state provider and storage root provider everywhere where they appear and where they are used. So the main uses of these providers were in the state root computation. Basically, first it was in after every transaction in the block, intermediate state root was computed, and after block finalization, when the final state root after the block was computed. And third one was when the peers get blocked from the other peers, then there is a process of state root verification, whether the state root computed by your client matches the state root obtained by the peers. And the final was during the chain reorgs, when you need to recompute the state by reverting back to the previous state of the tree. So these were the main 4 processes where the state commitment were using Verkle trees for computing the roots, and these 4 code blocks were needed to be majorly modified to enable Verkle commitment. So everywhere in these blocks, the above 2 providers were replaced by a Verkle root provider, and the Verkle root provider were now handling the commitment process in the reth. Now, there are some improvement in the efficiency and the processing of the clients. For example, currently the MPTs implemented by reth uses caching mechanism for storing the intermediate roots. They use incremental updates so that they do not have to compute the whole root again, and they can just partially compute the roots. And the third one was parallelization. So reth has enabled the account tree parallelization, but the storage tree parallelization is yet to be enabled. But in the Verkle world, there will be only one tree. So I would have to work on the parallelization of Verkle root commitment as well. But these are very future goals. Current work is just implement the commitment structure using Verkle, and that is done. The model is currently working fine. One of the major changes that was introduced were in the database structure. For example, earlier there were two tables maintained. One was for the storage and one was for the account. But now there is only one Verkle tree structure which needs to be maintained, which is responsible for handling all the state commitments. So these changes were related to EIP 6800. Basically, the the trie structures and the commitment structure in the clients. So next major EIP which was targeted by the DevNet 7 was 4762. 4762 is basically the modification led to the EVM for when the witness is constructed. All the gas cost changes were needed to be implemented in EVM because now construction of witness were included in the block production, and all these accesses will require extra cost for accessing the various data required for witness construction. So basically, the EIP targeted two types. One was for access event and second was for write events. The access were basically reading the data for constructing the witness, and write was for writing the data while constructing the witness, right? So you can see all the opcodes that whose gas cost will be modified when this EIP will go live. All these opcodes were need to be, the gas cost model for these opcodes were modified. Yeah, and this EIP also designs how we are going to access the pre-compiles, the system contracts, and the gas cost of various opcodes. So how I implemented in it REVM. So I referenced the implementation of get and nethermind for this purpose. These are all the functions that were called whenever a particular opcode is executed during a transaction. These functions will be called by these opcodes. They will be adding the cost for witness access during the execution. The main logic was the access key function, which is internally called by all of these functions. Access key function is basically responsible for basically charging all the gas costs. It checks whether it's for access, whether it's for write. It maintains a list of all the access subtrees and modified trees. It charges accordingly. If the tree is not yet touched, it charges the read cost. If it's already touched, then it will be charging the write cost. So all these functions were separately implemented, and they were inserted wherever the opcodes for that particular function called. Now, the most important part of the project were the test vectors. So test vector, basically the execution-spec-test, which is developed by the stateless team right now. So they are the major, the problem which I faced during my project. Even though all the changes were implemented, but these test vectors, they currently consist of more than 100 tests, about I guess 200 maybe. So this test vector actually not only judges the code, but also they are responsible for handling the various minute cases and the edge cases of the clients. So after I was able to pass about 60% of this test vector, but there were some edge cases. For example, you don't have enough gas for adding the data to the witness, but still you are adding it because they were supposed to be added during the propagation. So that edge cases need to be encountered here. So some of the tests are still yet failing, but I will be altering the code accordingly. So 4762 and 6800, there is a third EIP as well, 7709. This EIP I am yet to touch. It is basically handling the BLOCKHASH instruction in the clients. So if I able to pass all these execution spec tests, then I will be, the reth will be automatically able to join the DevNet 7. The plan ahead. So basically, I was able to implement all these EIP, and about 60% of the test vectors were passed. But the goal I set was very ambitious. Basically, this work is going on for almost 1.5 to 2 years. So implementing all this thing in 3 to 4 months were like a hectic task. But I am like really proud of the work which I have done till now. So basic modification for commitments are done, for REVM changes are done, and the trie changes are also done. The next phase will be For example, what I want to say is like the main things such as the construction of witness, propagation of the witness are completed. But the main feature of the stateless execution is the stateless mode, where the block will be executed using the witness which is provided using the along with the block and not with the existing state with the local client. So stateless execution uses witness is the next main feature. This feature is not yet implemented by Geth because it's not targeted for this DevNet, but it is live in the Nethermind, so I will be referencing the Nethermind's implementation for this stateless mode. Now, more into the future, the Verkle not only involves the trie design and gas cost changes for storage, but the main problem the Verkle world will be facing will the sync design, how we will be moving from the Merkle-Patricia trees to the Verkle trees, how the data will be migrated. There are some existing strategies for this. For example, the overlay root strategy, which is currently accepted, and there are some syncing strategies as well. For example, it's implemented in Nethermind, but the research is yet to be done for these purposes. So syncing would be the next phase for the Verkle research and the main target for the stateless team. Apart from that, the recent ZK technology have evolved a lot. There are some improvements in the proving technology. So even though there are many advantages of the Verkle, for example, the witness is updatable in the Verkle, the proof size are very small, and the Verkle code is almost ready for the production, we can shift to statelessness directly. But there are some research going on to directly shift to the whole verification of the consensus and execution layer using ZK snarks. For that, the Verkle is very not easily used. We are not able to prove the Verkle trie structure easily using snarks. So there are some proposed structures such as stacked binary hash trees and circle stacks and proving hashes using circle stacks such as Poseidon and everything. So the main task will be of the stateless team will be to go through a trie agnostic design. So whatever will be the trie design accepted finally, the main changes related to gas cost, syncing, and witness construction should remain same. So this will be my major task. I will be running syncing with the stateless team and carrying out the work for the reth on behalf of them. Final note, EPF was a very great experience for me. I would like to thank Josh and Mario for giving me this opportunity. This was the first major project which I took apart from my personal contribution. So this provided a very good direction for my future developments. I would also like to thank Kev Andre because he already implemented the Rust Verkle tree structure, which I used for modifications in the reth. I would like to thank Ignacio from the Get team and Tanish from the Nirman team as well, and Oliver from the Red team for mentoring me through this project. So, like, EPF is one of the best gateway for Ethereum core protocol development, and if you are getting a chance, you should go for it. Yeah. So thank you, everyone. This was my project.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you so much, Aditya. I appreciate it. And we have a space for a question. If there is maybe like one, two questions. Anyone? Any comments? Yeah. Oh, there is one online. Are you also going to implement the state tree migration approaches like the overlay tree?
Yeah. So the migration strategy is not yet finalized. Overlay tree, the design of the overlay tree is not much clear right now. Like it is not at all implemented in any client because research is also not going into that because we the main target is to first get over with the gas cost changes because we are the team is planning to make live the gas cost changes before the verge because then the other L2s and should get accustomed to the various gas cost changes. But the transition and the sync is not yet designed completely and it's very vague right now. So I will be running interop with the stateless team, and whenever it will be ready, I will be more than happy to implement it.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah.